The stream is starting soon.
Alright, let's just go. Hello everyone, and welcome to the final match of Hokor's Underground Arena. Today's match, like all of the others, will be held in the city of Thailand, a city with over 300,000 elites. I am joined today with three of them, Diggers, Matt, and Doug. Hello fellow elites, how are you guys doing this evening?
Hello. Sorry for the morning syndrome. I just woke up. My name is Diggis. And we welcome you all back to the final match of the EN vs CN ranking. Anything you want to say, Duck?
I'm doing pretty well, everyone. Very excited to be able to watch this final match. How are you doing, Matt?
I'm alive. How are you all?
Nice.
Yeah. And with that, we'll move on to the. Do we do the intro? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, so let's do the rules. Matt, go
My
ahead.
turn. Welcome back, everybody. As we said, this match, like the other ones, will be 1 hour in length, played in EX difficulty. At the end of the 1 hour, players will end their turns, and then combat settle at the completion of the enemy turn. Player with the highest score wins. Normally, each match has an echelon limit. So, for example, previously 7 echelons for combat, 2 for dummies. In this case, it is no holds bar as to echelon limits. They can use whatever, however they want. The ban rule is still in place in terms of team-wide bans. Hoshikuzu may not use SSG, M200, STAR-15, ASVAL, HS2K. Going back to the EN side. Ouch. That hurt. One moment. Sorry. EN may not use Carpano, M4A1, P22, ASVAL, or MK23. Going beyond that to the match-specific local bans, we have for Hoshikuzu may not use M4, Grape, Deal, NTW, or P22, and Ceres is banned from using NTW, SSG, M200, AR-15, and AK-5. Say, I have to ask, why the AK-5 ban?
Pretty much, right? AK-5 is Hoshi's waifu, so the opponent is not allowed to use his waifu. That's how Yudachi is match 1 as well. I think Yudachi banned Shrimp, which is his waifu, so back then Breaky was not allowed to use his Shrimp, you know? Don't touch the waifu. Can't touch the waifu.
But Brecky won anyway, so it might be a bad idea for Hoshikuzu to do the same trick twice in a row after seeing what happened last week.
I think Hoshi would be pretty confident going into this match, to be honest. And moving on, let's introduce our players. Oh, sorry. I guess we're gonna talk more about bans first before we introduce our players.
Come on.
Sorry about that. Okay, so what's going on with Ian? What do you guys think?
Well,
or rather, why can't Ian use these? Why do you think Hoshi banned them?
The M200 and SSG ban is for the no sure hit kills for say for the Paradise zones. AK-5, as you say, is for absolutely for only for rifle reasons. Star is one of the most powerful dolls in the game, so banning her is a good move. And last but not least, Duck, why NTW ban?
NTW is one of the best bamboo rifle picks in order to kill striders in one cycle of their shield, and is also very good at killing minotaurs. So NTW ban is definitely a time-related ban to slow Ceres down.
Yep.
Aren't there other options? Sorry, aren't there other options to for NTW though?
Yes, there are, but it's not as good as NTW. So if Teres or Hoshikuzu made a mistake, it might cost him, time. And for CN side, other than NTW, Deagle is also getting banned for because Deagle can remove the HP shields. P22 is banned because it's one of the most versatile handguns out there. Grape is banned because it's Grape. What do you mean? And last but not least, M4 is banned because she can do some Jupiter cannon memes. And last time when we didn't ban M4, Sujin just exploited it. So I guess Ian learned a lesson.
Sorry, it was not Sujo, this was actually Yudachi, but could you
Yudachi.
explain more on M4 though? Because people think that M4 was not an optimal pick for esports, but why why do you think M4 got banned this time?
Well, you could see from Yudachi and Brecky's match last time that with the Taunt and M4 Exodia team, Yudachi was able to kill Striders in one cycle and also kill the other Paradeus enemies a lot faster than with rifles. So the M4 ban this time is to not only take away a pick for Striders from Hoshikuzu, but also to make his normal Paradeus fights take a little bit longer.
So
Nice.
actually not banning CN's princess actually cost the Breggy some time. So let's move on. So I think Nick did mention that Grape banned because Grape got banned because she's Grape. So could you guys explain more on that? Because some of the players here, some of the viewers here do not know what Grape does.
Well, Grape can basically one-shot every single non-elite enemy, which includes gladiators, Tesla troopers, a lot of big and enemies with high HP that are not considered elite, would be also one-shot. So Grape is extremely powerful for these sort of situations.
So you can tell from this ban that there's not a lot of AR bans for the KCCO zone, and there's no bans targeting the Gustav team. Last time we saw that Brecky banned some picks for the Gustav team to try and get Yudachi to fail that fight, but of course that fight went pretty smoothly for Yudachi. And also you could see that from the last match, a lot of alternative AR options for the KCCO zone worked almost just as well as the ideal picks, which are AN94 and K2. So this time, those dolls aren't banned because both competitors have realized that it's too easy to replace them with other dolls.
Exactly.
Yeah, we did see dolls like ACR being brought out last week. So he's right. So
Now let's introduce our competitors. On Ian's side, we have Ceres, the god of free-to-play. Daya, can you talk more about him?
yeah, Ceres, like you said, is the god of free-to-play players. So he has not spent a single cent in the game yet. He is free-to-play. He still has that file banner on his main menu. So if you want to ask him to screenshot it, he can. So Ceres is a relatively I wouldn't say new. He's been here for a long time, but he's recently been ranking top 10 in the rankings over here in EN. Number 7 Singularity, number 6 CT, number 1 Isomer, and currently number 1 SC. So this proves that free-to-play players are able to compete in highest level in GFL if you put in the time and effort to actually grind in the game.
And
So,
yeah,
go
and
ahead.
also one of the strengths of Ceres is that he is incredibly consistent in his ranking score. Every single run he did yields him similar score. So, which makes him really ideal for high stress level gameplay like today.
His first SC run already hit 1.1 million points.
Yeah, he did do a lot of research beforehand as well, though. So, considering everything, I think he was one of the pioneers to invent a lot of strategies that we use today over over the top 100 and the top 5%, top 5%, excuse me.
And speaking of what pioneering, let's go to the inside. Hoshikuzu.
So,
You can see that he is also a heavyweight guy. Look at his score: CT number 1, Isomer number 2, Shatter Connection number 1. He is also one of the pioneers of the more advanced guides in the advanced ranking guides for the CN players. A lot of top players' tactics originate from Hoshikuzu's. So and although other top players try to compete with Hoshi, he is known to be an assassin, ranking on the last minute and getting like the top score, and sniping the top score from other his CN peers. So he was also nicknamed the Assassin.
To elaborate more, right? Because he uses the strategies that he does not use the strategies that he gives the public. Maybe he gives the public his second best strategy, but he states his best strategy for his own run. That's why he can backstab a lot of people. That's why he's nicknamed the Assassin, because he literally backstab a lot of everybody with his own final run.
I mean,
He might be a backstabber, but his VTuber model's pretty cute, so it's okay.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'll totally sim for that, but anyway.
But
Anyway,
yeah,
who do you think will win there?
Who do you think will win? Same. I'm gonna ask the same thing actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this match is basically a heavyweight match against the biggest brains of CN and EN. So, it's very hard to say, honestly. It could go either way, but I would say Hoshi would edge it out to Ceres because his experience of backstabbing other people, of developing like new strats by himself secretly. So you never know what he will bring up on the table. So I think Hoshi would just edge it out.
I'm gonna be the guy. I'm gonna be the guy that supports Ian. Ceres is gonna win. I think he's gonna edge out as well. This should be a pretty close match because Ceres, like Doug said, is a very consistent player. With Hoshikuzu, I have not seen his runs before because I don't think he publicizes his ranking runs. Even though he does share strategies with the other top CN players, I've not seen a run by himself. I might be. If you guys in chat that can share a run done by Hoshikuzu, it'll be really good. So I think it'll be really close. This should be a very, very close match, like I said. So Doug, what do you think?
Well, let's put it this way: a couple months before SC came out, Ceres already knew where he would put his echelons on turn 9 on his ranking runs, so he has the experience as well.
Well, how about Matt? Are you gonna list it there?
I'm here. I'm in the chat. I've just posted a straw poll in the chat, which the chat seems to. Well, now they're starting to vote more. It's 80-20 in favor of Ceres. Personally, I also have not seen Hoshikuzu. I don't really typically watch the foreign ranking runs because what they do does not work for me, as Saya very much knows, having to handhold me in my normal mode run. It's so on top of that, it's harder for me to make a non-biased judgment. From what I've seen of Ceres, yes, as we pointed out earlier, consistency is king here. It's just the only factor that could throw a wrench into that is the RNG of the spawns in the early game and then late game.
I think RNG has played that big of here because this is also a high stress situation. Imagine needing to get a good ranking score out, the best ranking score out within maybe 24 hours, 48 hours. You know, I think Hoshikuzu has a lot of experience in that. Considering he has been ranking in the last 2 days. I think he has the edge on that.
Speaking of not watching Hoshikuzu's cuts, yeah, have you been watching his ranking runs lately?
No, I have not actually. I've not been watching anybody's runs really. So I know that Sirius has been practicing very hard, but I had not watched any of his runs yet. So we shall see what he will bring out today.
See, I've been watching Hoshi's run, back in PL, back in what do you call it, DR, yeah, DR, where his whole tweet guy is really good. Never able to copy it because I don't have the enough requirements for that. But the opening is it's one of the best, honestly. I can't say anything like more.
Yeah. So what you're saying here that he's very his play is very refined. You know.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think Hoshi might win this, but you never know what Ian would bring. Just like last week where Brecky kinda surprised us with the big W right there.
Early we have some.
It's working right. It's pretty weird.
All right. Okay, so we are starting now. So we have on the left we have Ceres, on the right we have Hoshikuzu. So this match, like I said, it should be a relatively close match. So let's see what the both players will do for the start.
I really see it's right out of gate trying to bomb everything. As you can see, the artilleries are getting bombarded with the AGS cannon or something.
And just cannon, very nice.
AGS cannon.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, we're starting off this well already. All right, so so over on the right side we have Hoshikuzu. He's going for looks like he's going for the way he's parachuting first. Oh, okay. He's parachuting down to P1. Was it? Yeah, that's P1. Is it that? Sorry, let's not use P1.
He's parrying
to the middle heavy heli.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing the rocks first and the parachute to the middle helipad first. So we have a divergence of strategies really, in a sense.
It's likely that both players will para their first turn. You can see Cyrus is using planning mode to do his long swap chain so he doesn't misclick.
Misclick will cost him a bit of time. That's why planning mode is actually a very useful for this situation here. So you won't misclick, like what Doug said.
Also, it's a bit faster. think.
It depends on the system. Depends on the PC, really.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like very identical openings with Sirius in the lead right now in terms of movement points, but I think Hoshi will just equalize
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, that's because Stairs started a bit faster, like 30 seconds faster, so that's why it looks like he was ahead.
As you can see at the top right of the map, both of them have set up NPCs in the optimal positions to, as you can see on Sarah's screen, move and cap more heliports.
Yep, and both players have ended their turn at almost the same time, so we are equal in terms of turn count right now. Like we said, this match is gonna be really close, so we shall see who will come out on top this time.
Both players know what they're doing. You know, they already planned at least the first 3 turns. You know, that's the basic requirements for getting a fast time, like a fast fight.
Okay, so for Sirius's end, the Strelip node did walk into him, while Hoshi's end, the Strelip, I don't think it walked into him.
It's been unfortunate for the movement, but
yeah, but I
it's
mean,
still
eventually he has to kill it, so.
yeah, it's still early. It's still early game, so it doesn't really matter.
Hoshi's turn 2 has started earlier because he didn't have to take that fight.
Yep.
But that's okay. It's a little bit of a time loss on the Sirius's end.
But today, wouldn't killing having more fights means getting more points?
But yes, but no, because here's the thing: you want to finish this map as quickly as possible. You see, you only have a 1 hour time limit.
I think both of these players are using M82 in their Paradeus teams. It's one of the. It's probably the best replacement for NTW.
Hoshi does have TAC 50 though.
Yeah,
and
TAC
arguably
50 and
Grape.
M82. Yeah,
TAC 50
arguably
Inori actually.
TAC 50 has the theoretically highest damage multiplier, but it's a very it can only be reached in a very specific case.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we have Sirius with his Molson and Inori, so a little bit of a composition difference over there.
But same effects. The Paradeus just dies.
Yeah, same. It's the same concept really.
Yep.
both of these players have compensated for the NTW ban pretty well.
Yep. Alright, so Hoshi's taking on the Reki Thunder with looks like an ARSMG team with this Waifu AK5. It should be relatively quick.
Yep.
Quick one with like what, 3 Hawk support? Yep, that's it.
Interestingly, AK5 got the MVP.
He has a good taste.
More interestingly, he's using K11 on that team, which is very
well. I mean, nades. The nades are.
Yeah, but nades does not do
nade
anything to Reki centers.
Yeah.
The nades are probably going to make Elid fights that he takes with that team faster if he chooses to use that team in the top right at the end of his run.
But K11 definitely an interesting choice. Consider her nade RNG is a bit hit and miss, to be fair.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on Sirius' side, he does have 416. Wait, this is an interesting composition. 416, Angelica G11. Why 416?
416 the nade. It's mostly the nade.
I think he probably has the nade on force manual for like Doggo Archer and Cyclops Archer fights. Using the nade on the archers at the very end of the fight will speed things up by a lot. The twin parries should make Doggos trivial anyway, so he can use the nade to make the fight go faster in the long run.
And you can see the fight is a bit longer because G11 Angelica doesn't do that much of a damage against armor.
Yeah, so AK5 actually helping out Hoshi with that. And here we have the Gladiator fight. So Gladiators, could you guys explain this real quick?
Gladiators, they have they have 2 mode. They could
it's
stomp.
ready.
Yeah, they could stomp you, and then they could use the very giant electrical ball of doom to slow you down. Yes, and also remove 2 lanes from your dolls. Roughly.
Mhm. And at the
Saris
same time,
already has his Hawk set up around the middle to capture and create a swap chain. He's likely going to destroy the artilleries pretty soon.
yeah, Hoshi's already destroyed the artilleries at the bottom side though. Really quick.
Saris
yeah,
has said to me before that the closest thing he has to a waifu is DSR 50, which could explain why he's using her here.
Yes. Really clean kiting on both sides, really.
Yep.
Very, very clean. Taking almost no damage, if at all. Okay, so now Sirius is taking on the Tesla Trooper under Hawkfire. So we shall see what happens here.
It's literally back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, it's really, really. The both players are doing this really, really quickly. So it's
Yep.
literally back and forth, like you said. Is he gonna let him die here? Oh, 5 HP on both sides, on both handguns rather.
Oof.
The
5.
only HP that matters is the last one. They lived. If you look on the map here, Saris has the heliport in the top right below the Elid zone already captured, but Hoshi hasn't captured that one yet. It seems to be a difference in strategy here.
Already, huh? Okay, Strider fight time. So this should be able to one cycle the Strider. So shield mode, evasion mode. This is now the Strider's on shield mode. Once it drops down to shield, it goes to the evasion mode. But evasion mode can't avoid sure hits. So yep, one cycle Strider. That's really quick.
I should take some
clean.
notes on that one.
So Sirius is doing his auto planning thing again to swap his AEG. Is that AGS? Yep, that's AGS from the top to the bottom, so that he can start blasting the artillery.
Waiting for auto planning is just a little bit slower than manually swapping everything, but there's no chance of screwing up. So it's more consistent overall.
So you're saying that Ceres sacrificed some speed for consistency.
It could be that he doesn't want to use his mouse to drag the map around, which will probably make the time very close between manual and planning mode.
So for
Also,
KCCO, we have a difference in mobs. I think Hoshi got a Hydra, while Sirius got the Serenitis Aegis. I think the Serenitis Aegis is slightly faster. What do you think?
It saves him time,
Yeah.
but the Hydra is worth a little bit more points. I think it's about the same overall.
Should be the same. Yeah, and I think maybe one of the reasons why Ceres uses the planning mode so much is because he usually plays on the phone.
Yeah, that's true.
It might be something.
His
Yeah,
plan,
People tend to screw up more when they uses the phone. So
That's a 2-cycle Tesla. Unfortunate for Hoshi.
that's some time lost, but
That's some time lost and some damage taken, so yeah.
No,
well,
the damage taken is okay, but the time loss is more
Similar.
important.
yeah, it's
There's a
similar
little bit,
to
there's just a few second time loss. It's okay.
yes. Also, the damage is similar to what Ceres took from his previous fight against Tesla. So it's
So you can
fine.
see Sirius doing his NPC setting up. I think he's done for the turn, while Hoshi is still doing his last two AP. So differentiation in the strategy here. Hoshi is doing a turn 2 parachute into. Sorry, both players have done a turn 2 parachute into the Gustav. I think both players are not going to do a turn 2 Gustav. They're going to do a turn 3 or turn 4. Yep, I'm right.
Mhm.
So both players are still neck to neck now. Both players have finished turn 2. Oh dear, oh dear.
This is gonna be a close match. And it's their turn to deal with the Striders.
Yeah, Ceres' turn for the Strider. It should be relatively the same. Wait for the shield mode to go down and switch on every skill to nuke it.
As you can see that Hoshi has elected to use a taunt for his Strider fight, while Ceres didn't. What's the difference there? Why taunt is so important in Strider's fight? Why does it make a
Well,
difference?
taunt pretty much makes the fight for the Striders it's a no damage fight really, because you can just position your um, all of those outside of the middle row, because you'll target the taunt first and it pierces the where the taunt is, which is in the middle row. So it pretty much trivializes the Strider fights. So meanwhile, we have Ceres taking on what looks like Doggo Cyclops. So the ideal KCCO spawns he wants will be either Doggo Cyclops or Doggo. Oh, sorry. Now we have Hoshi taking on the Gustav. Oh my god, that was a pretty quick transition. Looks like he's using C93 though. Differentiation in handgun choice this time.
Yeah, C93 gives rate of fire buffs whenever Dull is debuffed, which will affect the machine guns by reducing their reload time, which helps them fight the Gustav, fight the Gustav even when they're para debuffed.
It's a very, very slight reload buff though.
Yeah. But the fact that he's using C93 means that he always planned to kill Gustav on turn 3 instead of turn 4.
Interestingly, he didn't kite the KFC up forward.
Mm-hmm.
And now Ceres begins his Gustav fight.
Little bit of a DPS loss there, but this is the standard Gustav fight over on Ceres' side. So you leave a KFC to eat one railgun because she can take one hit without losing a link. Then you move her up after.
So that KFC would have a bit more DPS.
But Dig, why is she called KFC?
Because, as I have explained in the previous match, KFC is named KFC because CN decided to have a collab with KFC, and they decided to use this doll to promote it. When you buy a set lunch in KFC, you also get a promo code for GFL. And if you enter the promo code in the CN account, then you would get her skin, which is a KFC skin. And therefore, people just call her KFC. And also, her original name is very long, so nobody wants to, say that.
Pretty much, I'm pretty sure the KFC collab is China exclusive though. So unfortunately for the rest of us, we don't get a KFC skin.
You can tell that Hoshi's a little bit ahead in terms of how far he is into the turn, but Ceres is camping more of the KCCO helipads than Hoshi, so while it slows him down in the early turn, it's going to give him a lot more kills in the long run.
And that's trying this. Wait, he's using handgun rifle against Doggo. What? Why?
Yeah, and with the airstrike ferry to make it go faster.
And he also have a heavy hawk support, so.
Yeah, Type 4 is pretty good against doggos and other KCCO enemies because of her sure hit.
Hanyang has her laser, yes. Lightsaber, yes.
The railgun.
A lightsaber, a railgun, same thing.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Again, we see the handgun rifle taking on another Doggo archer. No? It's very interesting to see a differentiation in strategy.
It's fun for Hoshikuzu.
While this wouldn't be recommended for normal runs because you want to avoid repairs, when time is everything that matters, this goes a lot faster than ARSMG, especially with the airstrike ferry.
Meanwhile, on the other side, we have what looks like a Cyclops archer on the Ceres' side.
No damage taken. A little bit of scratch damage taken by Ceres, but that's fine. That's expected.
Yeah, so we have Ceres going down to the bottom left near the HQ to grab the HQ node this turn with the MGSG helping out to double cap. So he had opened up the helipad on turn 4. He said that.
He had a bit of a worse spawn than Hoshi, since he got one Doggo Archer spawn, so. But
yeah, but that's
this
alright.
is still fine. That's alright. This team is set up to deal with these enemies, no problem.
Mm-hmm. So we did mention there's a differentiation in strategy here. Where do you think the differentiation is, other than the top right side helipad not capped for Hoshi?
Well, Ceres is taking more control in the KCCO zone to net him more kills in the late game, while Ceres is more focused on the early game, fast setup and stuff like that.
It seems Saris is camping the top left KCCO helipad, while Hoshi has already capped that one.
So would that make a difference in the long run, or would this just a short-term thing?
We'll see if Saris can finish his strategy within 1 hour. Then leaving that node uncapped will give him more kills and more points. But if Saris runs out of time, of course, it'll mean that strategy was not worth it.
Okay, so we saw that Ceres got 2 Striders. Well, I don't know how many Striders Hoshi got yet.
The Strider spawns are very, very lucky for Saris right now.
Yep.
Yeah, he got 2 of them so far.
I believe both players have had 2 Striders, if memory serves correctly, because Hoshi did just have a Strider fight.
Yeah.
Oh god, a taunt on Gundams. Usually that's a very bad sign. Fortunately, he got Hawk support, so that doesn't matter.
Yeah, usually I would not recommend people to use taunt against Gundams because it's usually pretty bad for most players. Okay, construction on that node beside the heavy again. Why?
So we are praying for the boss to spawn and ram to that team. So
wouldn't there be a time loss if the boss ran the wrong way?
Yes, it will.
It will be a bit of a time loss because they'll have to track it down and kill it.
Yep.
Saris is fighting yet another Strider on the bottom.
Yeah, he got it, no problem. Oh, he haven't got it yet, my bad.
Just entered combat with it.
That.
But this time he has Deagle here, so it might help a little bit.
Normally you wouldn't want a rifle in the middle where the Strider is going to shoot, but he's not going to let it shoot at all.
Easy one cycle fight for Ceres.
It's just gonna nuke it to oblivion, really. Alright, it's Gundam time for Ceres. He didn't get more Striders, unfortunately. This time I think he's using the taunt as well. Same setup as Hoshi. Yep, similar setup as Hoshi. Should be a relatively quick fight, but he has less Hawk support here, so let's see what he can do. Oh, he almost let the Gundam Missile Barrage. Almost.
A bit close, but nothing happened.
Sweat.
Nobody died.
Lots of Striders on both players.
Very interesting strategy from Hoshi's side. You can see that he's moving this team to the right to capture one of the helipads that the 96K can spawn from, to make sure that it only spawns from the left helipad, which will reduce the RNG in whether or not he has to go look for it.
But wouldn't that cause less spawns in the long run, really?
I think both of them are going to try and capture these Paradeus helis relatively early anyways, so they're going to not really care about those spawns that much. As I've said before, time is everything here. We'll see if Saris also moves over to the right to capture that.
And we are already 40 minutes left on the clock. That was quick. So why do the first 3 turns always take the most time?
Well, it's usually
there's a lot of swapping and blowing up artilleries and setting teams up.
It's mostly the setup time that's taking the most.
The reason they're capping these helis in the Paradeus zone early is because past turn 4, fighting Paradeus costs a lot of time, especially because your teams will be at low link because of
kiting is so good.
Fluid.
Why is this kiting so good?
Yeah, I don't know, Seo. Why can't you learn from it, Seo?
Yes, Seo, learn how to kite like that. People bow to you in the chat.
Saris has trained upside down for years. He knows exactly how to make this kiting work.
Yeah, he can do the kiting with his eyes closed.
Pretty much, right? I think he's practiced enough to kite with his eyes closed, like you said.
I mean, he's called Mr. Consistent for a reason, right?
That's true.
Can I say tank this?
Okay.
Okay, he almost lost it. Almost.
That could
Strider
have been
crumbled.
You almost lost SA there. That would have been unfortunate.
You can see on Saris's screen that he is capping the other helipad that the Nido can spawn from.
So both players are doing the same thing then, but Sirius is a little bit behind right now in terms of movement.
Yeah.
He's still figuring out what to do. So meanwhile, on the other side, we have Hoshi that's just finished his turn 3. So he's taking out the KCC spawns to come out. So interestingly, we see that Viking being used there. Well, how come Viking's being used instead of a traditional maintenance?
Damage reduction is a huge factor, you know, when you're dealing with KCTO, because they hurt. Yeah, the arrows, ouch. Arrows go ouch, you know, especially when they're burning on the ground and you're standing right, you know, you're standing right on it. It hurts.
Looks like Hoshi didn't actually cap the helipad on the right, and the Nido spawned from there and walked to the left.
I need to correct you, Dig. Viking reduces rate of fire instead of firepower.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. Yeah, then if that's the case, still, you know, arrows, ouch. Arrows hurt, you know.
Saris has finally finished turn 3.
Yeah, he kept off the right side helipad, so I think he has a better chance of 96k walking into him. We shall see though. Does it walk into him?
Does it walk?
It walked up. Unlucky.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Unfortunate.
You should have saved his RNG for this run. Jokes aside, he's taking on the tanks now. Usually the tanks are pretty scary, but this time it should be a piece of cake.
Yeah, the tanks are incredibly easy here. Especially since his dolls are already at low link, so... Yeah, no, they're just dead. Doesn't even matter.
What does low link dolls have to do with tanks?
The grenades that the tanks shoot after their ramming attack does damage based on dummy link, so when you're already at 1 link, they only do like 10 damage.
Oh, that's interesting.
So the more link...
wait. Sirius is taking on a Gundam without HOCs. What's happening?
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
This is a time loss right here, guys. I don't think he should take this.
The
This
fight
is a
will
time
win,
bomb.
but yeah, it's a pretty big time
That's
loss.
a huge time
No.
loss.
Yeah, it took him some time, but he might persevere.
Wow, if the
Yeah,
Hoshi, Hoshi fight was on the main screen, Say would be making some very loud noises at his amazing kiting.
Well, he did take damage, so I'm not gonna make.
Yeah, he didn't memes frontline the fight, unfortunately. Saris is already fighting some zombies up top with his Sat 8 team. This team has K11 and Airstrike Ferry to just kill the zombies really fast.
So Sat 8 is used because so back to the fight just now. Sat 8 was used in the Elite team because of the fact that Elite doesn't do a lot of damage, so Sat 8 can shield spam everything and take basically no damage.
I don't want to
Here
interrupt
we
you,
have
but
Hoshi.
Yeah.
Good spot, guys.
And as you can see, Hoshi is doing his boss fight.
there's a difference in terms of boss teams here. He's using 2 handgun, 1 SMG, which is a little bit more glass cannon-y.
Cannon is what you need because this is a speed run and not a, you know.
I think
fight, right?
2 SMG might actually be a little less consistent than 2 handguns because only the initial DPS against the abandoned isomers is what really matters in terms of whether this team fails or not.
Yep.
But the thing is with glass cannons, right? If somehow everything messes up, then you know they'll die. Because glass cannon.
It all comes tumbling down. When he failed.
Okay, so Sirius is going to retreat his MGS change. I think he's going to swap to a Kempa team.
Of course, he has the Echelon preset technology, can swap it out really quickly.
And interestingly, as you can see, some of his teams are using green ammo instead of gold. There,
Wait,
what
what?
does that? Did you see that?
F2P
Green,
player.
equipment.
F2P player.
Yeah,
two
free
play
play,
player,
man.
please understand. But yeah, a Dogu Archer on Sirius' side usually will say it's a time loss on his end if he gets Dogu Archer, because Dogu Archer is number one, difficult to deal with, number two, takes a ton of damage.
Stairs is handling it very well, only losing like only like losing like one link or two. So
Yeah, Shield Fairy helps a lot actually.
Meanwhile, on the other side, Hoshi is fighting Hydras with Taunt Fairy, which takes forever.
like slower, but,
I think Sirius should have a better strategy with that, from what I've heard.
Saris is using his 84 on the right side to finish off the artilleries.
So he's gonna creep down from the right side then with 84.
Yeah, he's probably going to cap all those helipads very soon.
yeah, we didn't mention this in the match discussion, but today we have no like team restrictions, right? We
Yeah.
can use 10 teams.
10
So
echelon.
how does that affect the strategy?
Every team
On
can
both
fight,
sides.
pretty much. Every team can fight, which means they can be more aggressive with their echelon placement and everything. So
And-
we see both players camping as many helipads as possible, really.
Compared to
see.
last time, this time they can camp a lot of the KCCO helipads while moving around to capture the Paradise Zone, whereas last time they had to focus very tunnel vision on capping all the Paradise
I see.
helipads.
Also, the bans would actually be a bit more significant here because you can run out of options when you have so many teams to make.
Sirius's turn for the 96k. So I think
Let's
Sirius
go.
uses a more defensive team with X95 45 instead of Grizzly Stetchkin.
Let's not forget that X95's skill, which does more damage to low HP enemies, is pretty useful against these abandoned isomers as well.
Exactly.
Interesting. So ideally in this scenario, right, you want a tank or to be stunned, right?
Yes, exactly. So UMP 45 getting stunned is actually a good thing.
But you don't want the Python to be stunned here because she can't buff. Also,
Yeah.
somehow you can't kite the top AR if the door in the middle gets stunned. Interestingly enough.
So UMP 45 got stunned, Python got stunned, and Starmark got stunned. The last one is probably one of the worst stuns that you could get. But
This team took almost no damage against the 96k, compared to the Grizzly team that almost lost it all.
Yeah, it's a little bit more safer with 2 SMG.
honestly, I think it might be a misplay for to place a construction fairy there, because since you're losing some time to gamble at 20%.
I think it's worth it in the long run, though.
And like with your if your team can do the damage without losing any without losing any links, then like why would you want to get it? Why would you want to lose potential time, right?
Saris is going to have to fight Minotaurs with this team very soon, so hopefully he can kill those quick enough to not have to waste any time.
I want to mention the differentiation in strategy on both sides. So Sirius has already kept the right side Paradise helipad, while Hoshi is still handling the still has not capped it really. But he's finished with turn 4, so that's the good thing.
And taking a look at the scoreboard, Sirius is actually in the lead, despite for the 30-second.
Can Sirius one cycle this? Oh, Sirius one cycle that.
Nice.
Yeah. R95.
I'm going to inject here and remind you all we have 30 minutes remaining. Halfway there.
Halfway there and almost halfway through the turns. So both these guys are progressing through their strategy very smoothly.
And Sirius is on a slight lead of 50k right now.
Okay, he has to retreat.
It's actually not
redeploy.
slight lead. Yeah, it's 50k.
Is there a misplay or something? Sorry, is there a misplay or something to retreat that team up there?
I think that could be a bit of a mistake. I don't think he planned to do that.
Yeah, because of the Gundam fight earlier, right?
Yeah, I think he took too much damage from that fight and had to retreat it. This costs him like 3 AP and some points, so it's not the best for him.
Unfortunate for him, really. That's all we can say.
A lot of this point difference that you can see right now can be explained through rubble destruction. Saris blew up more of the rocks early to set up his strategy.
So it's actually the score is actually deceiving. It's not really a good indicator right now.
I say it's still very close.
And to consider, as we learned in previous matches, EO had a super early lead until the end, so it's hard to judge that up until the last couple minutes. Even then, it's questionable.
A funny thing that somebody in the chat pointed out is that the score that these two are predicted to get, which is around 800 to 900,000, is actually right there at about the 7 to 6% in the current leaderboards for EN. So they might be able to secure 3 beach ferries in only 1 hour.
But the thing is, most people can't do this in 1 hour. We have two gods doing it here right now.
Most definitely not. Yeah.
You have to consider the hours of practice they had as well.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, yes, of
Exactly.
course. So this time, Saris is not making the same mistake. He has AT4 supporting this, so this should be no problem.
It is very scary to watch still, but he one-shot that last one.
Double Cyclops on Hoshi's side, a little bit of a time loss because of the Cyclops. Well, this wasn't a Cyclops being so far back. Oh, the Python got bit. That's 2 links off him, off her rather.
But yeah, why does this why is this considered a bad RNG then? So, yeah.
That's because of the walk time, really. The walk
I
time
see.
and everything. Because the Cyclops doggos take a little bit more time to kill compared to something like what was it called again? Cyclops Archers.
Yeah, Cyclops Archers is the most points and also the fastest to kill.
Now we have Hoshi taking on what was Cyclops Archers with that handgun rifle team again.
That was pretty close to Calico getting
And
killed.
back to Saris. He has just finished turn 4 and entering turn 5. Very quick, very fast. Consider that usually, as you have mentioned, the early game setup is usually the slowest. So reaching turn 5 within like half an hour, 35 minutes is pretty quick.
This Doggo Archer on Saris' side, little bit bad RNG, but we should see 416 being useful. You guys will see.
At the moment, I think Hoshi is camping
He
one
needed
extra.
that.
Unfortunate nade, yeah.
At the
Yeah,
moment,
he
I think Hoshi is camping 1 or 2 extra Paradeus helipads, but Saris is camping 1 extra KCCO helipad. So we'll see if the kills on either side will affect who wins at the very end.
Interestingly, Hoshi is still using his gunboats to kill KCCO.
Well, if
Also-
it works, it works.
Also, I want to mention both players moved their KCCO killer out of the poison zone after they get done with the kill, rather. That's an interesting adaptation.
I think it's a bit suboptimal for Hoshi to be leaving so many Paradeus helipads uncapped at the bottom. It'll be really hard to get those kills later on because of the collapse fluid, and I think it'll cost him time in moving over to Elid at the very end of the match.
I want to mention that MDR is being used here without the shield, without somebody standing in front of her for the shield, because her self buff without giving somebody a shield is actually pretty decent.
She should shine when she's being broadcast because she is perfect for those types of situations.
She's also one of the Ian's favorite doll.
For obvious reasons.
For shit posting reasons, yes.
Yeah, for obvious reasons, really.
Honestly,
I think Hoshi is going to capture these Paradeus helipads now, and he's just finished blowing up the artilleries. I think that should have evened his point difference up.
Yep,
Yeah,
it's
but
now
that
neck
is
to
one
neck.
turn late. Sorry about that, but that was
Yeah.
1 turn late though.
And he's still 20k deficit. Says.
Yeah, the rolls.
Uh,
I need the rolls contain their 20k deficit.
so it's basically neck to neck right now. So
As expected of these two players, it's gonna be neck to the end. We have no idea who's gonna win yet.
so so now it all comes down to consistency and RNG.
Okay,
Speaking of
so sticking on one-
RNG, he's already fighting the 154k.
That was fast.
So let's see what Sirius can do with the 154. Hopefully he does not get bad
Have
RNG.
to-
I think if he doesn't mess this fight up, he'll have a substantial lead over Hoshi, because
Alright.
his map tactic has gone pretty well for him. So as long as he doesn't make a mistake on this fight, I think he should be ahead.
That feel ice him on the bottom, giving him some trouble.
It died.
He died. That's good. Pavan got stunned, but not the worst stun you could get.
This team has barely taken any damage yet. This is...
This team is good.
Yeah, X95 is invincible back there. Look at her. Did Sirius
I know.
give a TX to X95 or something? I need to ask him after the stream.
Well, we'll ask him in the interview.
Yeah.
Oh, Grozza's got stunned. This is suboptimal.
Oh, will he dodge the nade? He dodges the nade. Memes, and this guy's good.
So what's the meme or meme frontline come from for the people that don't know it?
Well, there's a certain YouTube channel that has recorded most if not all of the fights in SC, and he hasn't taken damage on any of them.
I see. A no damage run.
Interesting.
That's an interesting concept for a ranking. We might want to explore that later.
That's a little bit cancer, so let's not. Anyway, we've got about 20 minutes left into the run, and both players are on turn 5, with Hoshi 20 plus AP ahead.
Hoshi
Now,
needs to kill the 154k though.
Yeah, but it's
And,
still
Ceres needs
very
to
hard.
swap
Oh,
him.
it's the end of this turn. Very interesting.
And Ceres needs to swap his M4 out of harm's reach so that it doesn't get killed.
Yeah, but basically Ceres is one full turn down right now.
Unlike Brecky, which
Uh,
you know he.
That's
fine.
Get idea. No!
Ooh, that was not.
Oh, that was so
no,
close.
It worked.
That's
It
too
worked at
close
the
for
end.
comfort.
Yeah, but yeah, it made my. It's certainly a butt clenching moment right there.
Ceres is capturing all the helipads now in Paradise. He's getting ready to... Oh wow, he's using the M4 NPC to capture, I think, the middle heli. He set it to
Wait.
ellipse for some reason.
Wait, what
Yeah.
is that? Let's click.
Oh, he could
Probably
just be
not.
using it to move the swap chain up.
That's interesting. Very
We'll save
interesting.
him an AP later.
An interesting adaptation.
Keep in mind that because Ceres has camped more of the KCCO helipads early, he got the 154k boss before Hoshi because of those extra early turn kills.
Exactly.
Okay, so here's an adaptation that Sirius made. You know how Calico mod and Hanyang mod have a movement speed buff with their skill 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, he sped up that Hydra fight so much with both of their skills.
He retreated R93 when Hanyang's skill was up so that all of the dolls in the echelon would have high movement speed to walk to the further Hydra faster.
Exactly. As we all know, that the movement speed of the team depends on the slowest walking dolls in the team. So removing her means that your team generally moves faster.
We see Sirius doing the Elite Zone now. Why is he doing Elite Zone right now?
Elid fights are a lot faster and a lot easier than Paradise fights in late turns because you don't have to worry about the collapse fluid. So he's trying to get as many kills as possible so he can fight the Smasher that spawns on 50 kills.
He's also using airstrike here just to make the fight just that much more faster. And also K11 nade is it's goat here. It's such a good pick, by the way.
So Hoshi's taking 154 now, one turn after Sirius. Let's see what he can do with all 4 HOC supporting.
This fight should go pretty smooth as well because of the extra buffs from the handguns.
It depends on it depends on the stun or RNG, to be honest. If unfortunately, like say Stop Mod or Groza got stunned, then your team is gonna be in big trouble because you're losing a lot of DPS.
The raincoats are too close to comfort, man. Oh,
He just barely killed all the raincoats before they stunned his ARs.
A little bit close for comfort, but at least I think that was okay overall.
I think these teams are all tried and tested in the numerous hours of practice they have got. So
I still need a question though. Why use Submon instead of some other self-buffer AR?
Sop kills the abandoned isomers more reliably because of the grenade, which reduces the chance that the team fails. It is a little bit slower on killing the actual boss afterwards, but having to reset the fight would absolutely kill your run.
Yep, you definitely not want to like reset this fight because this is one of the longest battles in this ranking run.
And of course, Sop's damage per second is pretty good as well compared to other grenades like 416.
Yeah, the base. Yeah, besides her base stats not that bad, so she's definitely
Wasted last week upwards of 3 minutes and 12 seconds.
Oh yes, the CN being having trouble with the client, but let's not talk about that. Sirius is gonna cap off the rest of Perdius, and I think he's gonna move up to the elite zone now.
Now Sirius is doing his final check to see if he has misplaced anything.
I want to mention that both players have
ending his
their
turn.
bottom center KCCO helipad. The camper over there is always out of the poison zone, so they don't need to repair.
Yep.
It's a very good adaptation on both sides. Good RNG on the movement. On the Sirius side, he doesn't need to move manually to catch them.
A very huge brain strategy from Hoshi. Instead of having his VTuber model active, it's just a picture so that he can maximize the RAM and CPU usage on his computer to prevent lag.
Yeah,
Good
pretty
one.
big brain.
And also
Yeah.
skipping the story with maximum speed.
Exactly. Very
Fun.
adaptive. Very adaptive to the Ian client.
So Hoshi finally blew up that rock that was blocking the
zombie.
zombies. So maybe that's why he didn't cap that helipad earlier, because that
But-
rock was there.
The thing is, if you keep clogging that rubble, the zombie they would clog eventually, meaning you're losing potential kills.
That is true, but here's the thing, right? What if you just leave it blocked? You don't even need to think about it.
And Saris is pretty much done with his strategy now. He's already camping the Elid, so he doesn't have to move a lot. He can pretty much just spam end turn.
And,
Since we're already in turn 6, could you summarize Sirius' strategy in two
Basically,
sentences?
first, he camps the KCCO helis the entire game in order to get 154k to spawn as early as possible. He camps Paradeus until turn 4, and then caps all the helipads on turn 5, and then just moves to Elid and kills zombies until Smasher, and then spams end turn.
So, like you said, the elite kills a lot faster, right? So, are they more worthwhile to go for instead of let's say Paradies or KCCO?
He's still getting all the KCCO kills because he hasn't capped the KCCO helipads yet. But having to kill Paradeus late turn and move around to repair would take way too long. So killing the zombies instead of Paradeus is definitely the cleaner strat.
And Also, zombie may not be a good kill for early game because, although it's an easier fight, and however it usually takes a bit less, you usually gain less points. However, during the late game, is usually worth it to kill the zombie because KCCO and Paradise get much harder to kill in the later stages, and also Smasher spawns are also a big factor to that.
I want to mention that Hoshi is getting amazing RNG with his
Yeah.
applications. It's always Serenitis or Hydra.
I have, yeah.
The problem with
that.
Hoshi's KCCO strategy is that he can't really camp below the KCCO armor helipad, or else it's going to his team's going to get hit by the collapse fluid, and it's going to be difficult for him to camp above it as well, because if he caps that node, it will also surround cap the other KCCO helipad, losing him potential spawns. Saris right now is moving to capture all the KCCO helis so that he has enough time to spam end turn and kill zombies.
Don't you want to keep them open for one more turn?
I think he doesn't want to risk running out of time.
I mean,
Fair
he
enough.
only has. They only have 12 minutes left, so yeah, they want to finish this as quickly as possible.
I want to go ahead and
Sorry.
I want to go ahead and cut in real quick. So as we talked about score differentials earlier, the score differential, even though Yoshi hasn't started blowing up the rocks, he's 40,000 behind, is what I had seen in chat. I can't read the numbers because it's just too small. On
Yeah,
the
he's
screen.
about 40,000 behind now. Those early kills in KCCO for Saris really mattered.
I want to mention that Hoshi is also starting to cap the zombie portion now. I think he capped off one helipad.
At this point, Hoshi has gotten far enough in his strat that he is pretty much where Saris was last turn. He's finished with Paradeus, and he can just AFK camp zombies now.
And you
Yeah,
can
Saris
see,
has finished his
Saris-
strategy.
And Saris ended his turn with 24 AP left because he has done everything he needs to do, and so he doesn't require any sort of AP left.
Yeah, this is a silver strategy, from what I can see. Again, with the Cyclops archers on Hoshi's side, really good kiting. Oh my
Jesus,
god.
this guy's lucky on his TC2 RNG, man.
Yeah, if he had gotten a Doggo Archer once, I think that team would be toast, to be honest.
Yep.
That's a really, really big risk he's taking, 33%.
But it paid off, so that's what it matters.
Here's the Smasher. Here comes the Smasher.
Oh, let me smash.
No, not yet.
Okay, that.
Okay, serious with Doggo Cyclops. Okay,
Yeah,
so the
say,
Doggo, right? It is targeting the Twin Fairy, so they're ignoring the dolls altogether. This is why Twin Fairy is pretty good against KCCO.
And yeah, remember when you say if Hoshi meets a Doggo Archer, the team is toast? Yeah, about that.
No,
Oh,
that's the wrong
wow.
team now.
Yeah, it
What's
took
up, Matt?
it took a heavy damage on that team.
Yeah, but that's not the right team though.
Yeah, still, like if his correct team still takes
Is
heavy
that another
damage.
Serenitis team? Is there another one? On Hoshi's side? It's a, it's a Hydra. It's a
Hydra,
Hydra.
man.
Indeed.
Again,
So
lucky.
I think
You
Hoshi
think
is
his-
trying to gamble trying to gamble that.
Yeah, but it's very slow considering the walk time and everything. Meanwhile, on the Ceres'
in-
side, it's smash time. It's smasher time on Ceres' side.
It's smash
should
time
be.
indeed.
It should be relatively easy fights, to be honest.
We're now
As you
down
can
to the
see,
10-minute warning.
As you can see, all of the dolls move to the back line. Ceres is too late. Ceres doesn't want to swap the team in the formation editing, so he just manually do that during the battle.
Yep, so Hoshi has left 2 elite helipads open. I think he's gonna blast all the rocks now.
Mhm.
Yep, he's gonna blast all the rocks now. I think he's gonna start capping. So we still have about 8 minutes 30 seconds left into the match. It's still really close between both players.
Yep. With Ceres pulling a slight lead, just that sliver of a lead right there. So he only needs to finish the run and get a good score, and not
The
not
R93 retreat is brilliant. I gotta say, whoever
Absolutely
thought of that strat is incredibly
absolutely
smart.
brilliant. Yeah.
It's hyper break. Jesus Christ. Yeah,
I
the
think
guy that
Hoshi needs to kill the Smasher if he has an art. Has Hoshi killed the Smasher yet?
no, he is not.
He
Yeah,
needs to
Hoshi
kill
didn't
that
reach
before
the-
the end of his run because his kill count was a lot lower at the start.
Yep. Unfortunately, Hoshi didn't have enough kills
Ah.
to spawn the Smasher, so
Doggo
Yeah.
Archer on Ceres' side. A little bit unfortunate.
another one. Oh my god. But it's fine. Ceres is using the correct team for this. AN94, AUG, and K2. Sarah, can you explain why these three are so good at dealing with doggos?
A94 has a multi-shot, K2 has a multi-shot, Og has a sweeping.
Yep,
Shrimp was-
and let me add something. During the sweeping shots, AUG would increase her rate of fire to the maximum 150. So
basically she's a machine gun.
yes, exactly.
Doggo shields, when they're up, they can only take 1 damage from each bullet. So the more bullets you're
doesn't
shooting with rate of
matter.
fire or multi-hit, the quicker you're gonna kill them.
Yeah.
Extremely
the more,
good RNG on Ceres' side again.
the more pew pews you got, the faster the doggo dies.
Cyclops Archer on the Hoshi's side with that team again. Both
This
all
team-
had
This team did a lot better than I thought it would, to be honest. I thought it would not. I
It's-
thought it would have trouble hitting the archers, but it kills them really fast.
It's not
That's
as
who-
bad as it seems, to be honest.
I still want to say, if that team means Doggo Archer, that team is toast.
You mean the gunboat one?
The
No, I meant
rifle.
the rifle team, the Hanyang
I
Type 4
see.
team.
I think
think
if he times the Type 4 skill shot on the doggos when their shields are down, it'll do well. Yeah, Ceres has caught up in turn count because he was able to end his turns with almost full AP because he finished setting up everything.
More or less, yeah.
Right. What
No.
is Twitch chat saying?
That is the being Twitch chat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Twitch
that's
chat being Twitch
it.
chat.
Twitch,
Yeah.
yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah, and I think both of them are
Meme.
going to finish out the entire ranking run because they still have 5 minutes left, and it's already turn 8 and 9.
Yeah, either way, how this match is gonna go, both players have shown us a master class. Jesus Christ.
So, Hatium says, according to math, why are we using math? Everyone knows EN is above math. Panda responds, EN can't read, can you expect us to math? I definitely can't math. That's for dang sure.
Right.
We're
Yeah.
under 5 minutes now. Hoshi is still tingling around with that swapping thing on his KCCO side. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
it's
his plan of using the gunboat team didn't pan out that well because even though he saved time on turning it into another team, he spent a lot of time repairing and walking with that
Yeah.
team, so I think it cost him.
And also the walking times is so slow when you're using an
Yeah,
FG
it's
team.
more it caused more harm than good, unfortunately.
And I think there is now capping everything, including the elite zone.
He's
Yeah, it's
killed the
turning.
Smasher, so he's pretty much done. He's just capping everything and finishing it up.
So I want to mention that Sirius does that downward kiting with roll and kite back just to delay the doggo from walking towards his AR, just so that he can kill most of the doggo before he reaches shield mode.
That's a big brain right there. But,
It's a good adaptation on kiting, in my opinion.
Like it shows finesse in Ceres.
It's Tesla trooper time. This should be a one cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, with
It's
those
not-
hawks, very fast.
Yeah. With Hawks. That should be one cycle easy.
I want to mention how Tesla Trooper works. When they put up the shields, they get a huge damage reduction. That's why you see PS4 running away immediately, so that it gives more time for the rifles to DPS it down.
So yeah, I'm gonna
And
ask. Somebody asked in the chat, which is better, AN-94 or G11 for bossing with this SC Naito?
Neither.
Both are terrible. Yeah.
Neither.
because-
You want something like Val AR-15. That's the
You want
optimal one.
you want hard hitting ARs like ASVAL and SR.
Well, AR-15 Python. That's the optimal comp we use.
However, these
Brekkie is the biggest masochist to be in.
Okay, so Brekkie, not Brekkie. Ceres has ended turn 8 here, together with Hoshi.
Not our previous competitors. Yeah.
Yeah, both. I think both players are gonna finish this ranking run.
Yeah, definitely. They still have a little
Very
bit of time
fast.
left and not many fights to go.
2 minutes.
2 minutes
and a half.
2
30.
minutes 40 seconds.
Okay, so I think the difference here would be the strategy both players employed. I think Hoshi still has that KCCO helipad up beside the Gustav, the dead Gustav, while Sirius has already capped that long time ago. Dogo Archer on Sirius'
Dogo
side,
Archer Dogo
both
Archer's
sides,
for,
really.
Hoshi side, yeah.
Dogo Archer with this team, I was saying this team would be toast if
No,
Dogo Archer spawned.
It looks fine because Hanyang
Whoa,
can deal with the front line. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that was pretty good kiting on Hoshi's side with that Dogo Archer. I thought that team would be toast, but I think he proved me wrong.
He's got one more left in it, I think.
Right.
Cyclops
Final
Archer.
turn for both Hoshi and.
Oh, Hoshi's killing the
Smasher.
Smasher now.
Oh,
He
that's,
just barely got it on his last turn.
Also, he only has one Hawk support for that, so
His team is
it's gonna be
very
so
bad.
slow.
It has enough
Oh
DPS.
no,
He has enough DPS to kill it,
but
but
it's slow.
this is gonna take a while.
Here we
Yeah.
go.
Turn 9 on Sirius' side. Let's see what he will do for the last turn. I think he'll surround cap the bottom. The bottom node, the one where Armor KCO is spawning from. I think it's gonna silver the map now. He has less than 1 minute to set it up.
Yep. He's
So
also
yeah, in the
tapping
meanwhile-
top ACCO heli, as well as the bottom. Oh,
We have
he's
1
using
minute
the-
remaining.
He's using the planning mode.
He's using planning mode for it, interestingly.
Oh, 30 seconds.
Dogo Archer on
30
Sirius'
seconds.
side. Cyclops Archer for Hoshi.
"20 seconds left, and they're both fighting archers. This is gonna be very close as to whether or not they can hit that end turn button after.
Tense.
So what happens when they run out of time? I want to ask, what
Alright,
happens
that's
when
the
they're
voice.
out of time?
They have to hit end
The
turn.
Mhm.
Yeah, they end the
They-
turn, and then at the end of the enemy turn, they combat settle.
They
But
cannot.
they're on the last turn.
Oh well,
They-
yeah. If they're already in a fight, they have to combat settle.
They have to stop inputting anything on the screen
Correct.
after the 0 turn
Yeah.
ended.
And both players have ended their turn. Both
Yes.
players completed the entire run, by the way, in the full 1 hour. Let's see what their final score will be.
Okay, just go.
Oh no.
Apparently something walked on the helipad on the Hoshi side. We need to take a look at that again.
Oh no. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why
this could be
Smash and Bronze
interesting.
Are,
This could be
For it.
very interesting.
yep. So time has ended. So
They're gonna
The
finish this
Minotaur.
fight.
The Minotaur
Gonna
capped
be
the heli.
very
Yep.
close.
Which Heli? Which Heli?
Also,
Oh,
this
God.
team.
Also,
Also
double
this
archer
team.
against
Oh,
15.
or-
Again.
Oh!
Okay, he's
oh.
winning. He's game.
Yeah, he
Oh,
got
Swap,
it.
sweat,
He got it. He got it. He got it.
sweat.
Holy
Everybody
shit,
sweating.
dude.
Oh, he
Monk
shot.
after the chat.
That 5-7 needs to
yeah,
live.
that's
That
the-
5-7 needs to live.
Yep. Oh god.
Okay.
Oh god. Oh god.
Okay, he wins. He wins.
He wins. He
Oh
wins.
my god.
What a
Oh.
clutch on that team.
Swap,
Jesus
sweat.
Christ.
Yeah.
Maybe I won't use that.
Terribly close. Terribly close.
Oh, the Minotaur capped the heli.
Yeah.
Fortunate.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
181.
What's the score?
812
Wow.
on Horse's side.
And I
Let's
think
see
we're
what
gonna
Sirius
get
gets.
almost
Let's see.
850
859 on Sirius! Oh my
Ladies
God.
and gentlemen, Sarah, your
Sarah's-
winner.
Yeah.
Sirius just
Like,
brought it
that's-
back 2-3.
Okay,
Oh my
but
God.
Hoshi used his massive brain to make sure that AK5 would be in the ending screen.
You're right.
Did I win?
Exactly.
You won,
You won.
Saris.
You
How
won.
much?
859 to 812. Congratulations.
shit.
Congrats.
Let's go!
You're on stream now,
The
Saris.
assassin has been assassinated by Sarah. Congrats.
The assassin got assassinated. Well done. So, Sirius, since you're here, we're gonna do a quick post-match interview, alright? So, how are you feeling? You just won.
Feeling good. Yeah, I'm great.
How many? I think you've spent a lot of hours practicing, right? Do you
Yeah,
want to
about
say 10 hours?
Yeah, about 10 runs. 10 practice runs.
10 runs.
Yeah.
So
Very
about
important
10
question here. On your X95, did you have a TXO or an XXO?
You got XXO.
So how much
Wow.
did you pay Hokor to have her dodge every shot?
Excuse me? No, I didn't do shit.
Okay, so talk to us about your strategy here. I think Doug has elaborated about your strategy, but I want to hear it from you. So talk about your strategy.
So my general idea was leaving a team on B1, which is the supply line at the top left. Basically, I valued this node more than one of the helipads at the bottom because this one has good starfire, our allied one. Then this node would have an easier time. And also, it guarantees me kills much more earlier, so I can guarantee the 154k in Isomer just the turn earlier. Then I could proceed to the zombie zone and just kill everything. It just allowed me to cap Paradies early as well. Then after that, I just capped whatever. Yeah, that's my strat.
To the tech support team, can we turn Saris up or turn them to quit? Chat's
Can't turn him up. We can't turn him up.
Oh, sorry.
Unfortunate.
It's okay.
But
Just get your ear
Sarah,
microscopes out.
But Sarah, I have a question. Is there any like strategy that you have tested but haven't been able to use in this ranking run?
Oh yeah, so one of the zombie helipads, I was planning to give it back, which is the one at the left of the top helipad.
Oh, the top one?
Yeah, the white one.
Yeah.
I was planning to give that away, but not for this run, just in theory. But no, I didn't test it out yet.
I see.
I felt like it would have complicated a lot of things. Yeah.
And that
Yeah,
no
okay.
hawk taunt fight against the Doppels,
Oh
that
yeah,
cost you a little bit, didn't it?
that's fine. That's normal.
That's normal.
That's normal.
Yeah, it's happened to me multiple times. That was decent because one of my practice runs I had to retreat.
Oh.
oh,
So,
Very
is
cool.
this your best run in
This is
you know,
yes, this
compared
is my
to
best
your
run. Yeah, this is my best
Nice.
one.
congrats on that.
Thanks.
That was very close.
It was
Very
masterclass
exciting.
from both
Yeah.
sides.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Thanks. Doc, Diggeth, Ian comes back from 3-0, makes it 3-2. These last 2 weeks, as everyone in chat was saying, restored
okay.
some faith in Ian.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's a 2-3 loss, not a 5-0. To be honest.
This 3-2 loss is an absolute win.
It's
There's
the
no doubt.
redemption arc, man. The redemption
The
arc.
redemption arc.
Yes. Yep.
Ah,
So it proves that Ian wasn't that bad after all. It can still put up a fight.
yep. Well, thanks to Brecky and Serious, we got back 2 points. So, with that said, do you guys have any closing words for this tournament?
It's an
Banana.
honor to be casting with you guys. I have learned a lot during these 5 matches between Ian and Cian. Ranking it's always not my strong suit, so it's glad to get schooled by you guys, and seeing the masterclass of the performance from both sides is a pleasure of itself. So what about you, Thea?
Well, seeing what the Chinese server players can do really woke me up. Oh my god, I have so much more to learn, really. Even after 2.5 years playing this game, then look at them kiting, look at their strategies and whatnot. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
so
Even making guys to ruin everyone's life, you're still
yeah.
learning.
I mean, the guys could have been improved so much more with their strategies, but I have to cater to my own player base, But yeah, I want to thank all of the participants, all of the competitors, both on the EN and the CN side, for participating, and for everyone that is on the back end for making this whole tournament possible. It started from a meme and it became reality. I have not thought that GFO will actually have an esports scene like this,
You're welcome, Sia.
I
How about Matt? How about you?
First off, on behalf of I know I speak on behalf of Tax Evasion Verb, Kira, and Girls Frontline Corner, my guys, G&K TV, and the people in Brazil. This has been a lot of fun. We've all put a lot of hard work in. I want to thank everybody for watching, tuning in, and struggling with us for the first couple weeks to get things together, obviously. It's been a lot of fun, and I hope we get renewed for Season 2 Polarized Light.
Yeah, Polarized Light. What do you guys think? Hotu, like the mall hole?
Yeah.
It's,
Second half, please.
Second
Let's
lap is
talk
Magic
about it
Sword.
if it happens. All right. How about you, Doug? Do you have any closing words before we stop?
I'm just really happy to be a part of this, and I can't believe this was so smooth and went so well. The matches themselves and the stream and everything was.
Other than technical difficulty.
Yeah.
Well, other than that,
This isn't something that we thought a mobile game of this size was able to pull off, but this is really something that is unique.
Oh, Obama Banana has visited us. I guess since it graced us with its presence, I guess we have to stop the stream now, or rather end the stream. So with that, on behalf of everyone here,
Wait,
I would
hang on a second.
Wait,
Staya.
what?
You're supposed to sing Connection.
No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm gonna close this now. Screw you
I
guys.
heard rumors that you're going to cosplay as Sumi.
No, I'm not.
Hey.
I'm gonna close this out. Screw you guys. On behalf of everyone here, I would like to thank all of you for tuning in to this underground arena over these past few weeks. These matches have been very fun to cast, and all of the participants have put on a masterclass to show us what they can do. I hope you have enjoyed them as much as we have we've enjoyed casting them. Thank you very much for watching, and Godspeed, I guess. I have no closing.
Feeling.
Thank you.